Welcome students. This is our third session of first lesson, that is the best Christmas present in the world. We have completed two sessions comfortably. So we are going to start our third session with this new paragraph. Look at this. Before this para, we have learned that Jim McPherson wrote a letter to his wife and he explained the event on the 25th December 1914. On that day, what happened? He expressed all his views in his letter to his wife. He told that on that day, German soldiers approaches them and wishes them happy Christmas, and he met one of German soldier, Hans Wolf, on that day, who played cello in orchestra, and he was approaches to the Jim McPherson. Right now, look at that next para. Captain Jim McPherson. Here, Jim introduced himself to German soldier Hans. Okay, Captain Jim McPherson. I replied, and a happy Christmas to you too. And he again wished to the German soldier, happy Christmas to you too. I am school teacher from Dorset in the west of England. In the west of England, I am school teacher and I am from Dorset. He introduced to him. Oh dearest, he smiled. As he heard, he smiled. I know this place. Look at this line. I know this place. Who said that? That German soldier said that. Oh, Dorset, I know that place. I know it very well. We shared my rum ration and his excellent sausage, and we talk. Connie, how we talk. Look at that lines. We shared my rum ration. Rum ration means it was a amount of rum given to the soldiers on daily basis. Daily, what happened? Amount of some rum was given to soldiers. That is called rum ration. So we shared my rum ration and his excellent sausage to each other. Let's see next line. And we walk. Connie, we talk to each other. And how we talk, I can't express you. He spoke almost perfect English. Though he was from German, he spoke almost perfect English. But it turned out that he had never set a foot in Dorset. Though he speak perfect English, he never had a foot in Dorset. Never even been to England. Means he never came to England. But he speak English very well. He had learned all he knew of England from school and from reading books in English. Means that Hans Wolf have all the information from his school. He learned many things about England and he read many books of English in his school. This all information was shared by Jim McPherson to his wife. Again, he shared that, look at that next line, his favorite writer means whom? That German soldiers. His favorite writer was Thomas Hardy. His favorite book, Far from the Madding Crowd. Means they both share everything. Like what is your favorite book? Who is your favorite writer? So all these things they share to each other. Look at that next line. So out there in no man's land, we talk of Bathsheba and Gabriel Oak and Sergeant Troy and Dorset. It means what? They both talk with each other for a long time. They discuss with each other on different type of subjects like of Bathsheba, Gabriel Oak, Sergeant Troy and Dorset. I will tell you what is Bathsheba. Bathsheba means a queen consort of Israel. Queen of Israel in short. Gabriel Oak, it is a frictional character. He was a skillful, hardworking and honest young farmer. Okay. Then Sergeant Troy. Sergeant Troy means it was also a fractional character. He was so dashing but heartless. So those were heroes of that time or in the history. Okay, and they talked about Dorset too. Look at that next line. He had a wife and son born just 6 months ago. Means he had a son and he was born just 6 months ago. As I look about me, there were huddles of khaki and grey everywhere. Huddles, here huddles means number of people gathered together in the no man's land. And here James looked that everywhere he found grey and khaki in all. Look at that line once again. He found everywhere all men in khaki and in the grey in all over no man's land. Smoking, laughing, talking, drinking, eating, all things were happen in that no man's land. Everyone enjoying like that. Hans Wolf and I shared that was left of your wonderful Christmas cake. Here Jim said that we both, means Hans Wolf and me, shared wonderful Christmas cake. Connie, we both share wonderful Christmas cake. He thought the marzipan was the best he had ever tasted. Here new word marzipan was there. What is mean by marzipan? I will explain you. It is a sweet covering on a cake made from sugar, eggs and almonds. It is one of the sweet covering of a cake made from sugar, eggs and almonds. So here Hans Wolf suggested me that or tell me that it was ever amazing thing that he had ever tasted. And I agreed too. Look at that next line. Jim again agreed with him. We agreed about everything and he was my enemy. There never was Christmas party like it, Connie. Jim told his wife that this was an amazing party, Connie, that we have never do this like of party. So thank you, Connie. Here I will share you all the things about that day. Look at that next para. Then someone I don't know who brought out a football. So, in between that incident, in between that incident, then someone brought out a football. Look at that, what an interesting sentence it is. Great coats means German soldiers. Great coats were dumped in a piles to make goalposts. And what did they do? They dump in piles to make goalposts. And the next thing we knew, it was Tommy against Fritz out in the middle of no man's land. And what happened? Suddenly the match started between German and British soldiers. Look at that next line. Hans, Wolf and I look on and cheered, clapping our hands and stamping our feet to keep out the cold as much as anything. And we both cheered from our sides and clapping our hands and stamping our feet to keep out the cold as much as anything. Because there was too much of cold, and therefore we do stamping our feet and clapping our hands too. Look at that next line. There was a moment when I noticed our breaths mingling in air. What happened? I noticed that breath mingling in the air between us. The breaths means what? Here breath means to mix with each other. Mingling means, breath mingling means our breaths mix with each other, means we come closer together. He saw it too and smiled. Jim McPherson, he said after a while, I think this is how we should resolve this war, a football match. It means Hans Wolf suggested Jim McPherson that we will resolve all the worries, all the disputes by playing a match, because no one dies in a football match, no children are orphaned, no wife becomes widows. So we know that war means what? It means disaster from both sides. From both sides. And therefore, here Hans said that we will solve out or resolve all the things by playing match. And if we play the match, no children became orphaned, means no one died. No wives become widows, means their husband will not die in the war. Let's see in the next paragraph. I would prefer cricket, but here Jim McPherson prefer cricket because we know that cricket is the game of British people, and therefore he would prefer cricket. I told him, then we Tommies could be sure of winning. And here probably he said that we will surely win. We laugh at that and together we watch the game. And later we watch the game. Sad to say, look at that next line. Sad to say, Connie, Fritz won 2-1. It means at the end of the match, the score was Germany 2 and British 1. And therefore, Fritz won, means German soldier won the match. But as Hans Wolf generously said, our goal was wider than theirs, so it wasn't quite fair. Yes, Hans accepted that their goalpost was wider than British soldiers, and therefore it wasn't quite fair. The time came, and all too soon, when the game was finished, the snaps and the rum and the sausage had long since run out. Means all the things that snaps, rum, and sausage, all that eating items running out means finish. And we knew it was all over. Mean everything that gossips, that sharing was finished now. That we knew. I wished Hans well and told him I hope he would see his family again soon, and that the fighting would be end and we could all go home. Here Jim McPherson wished Hans that he would return to his family again, and that fighting would end soon and we could all go home. Here he expresses his sorrow about the war. Okay, look at that next para. I think that is what every soldier wants. I think that it is what that every soldier wants on both sides, Hans Wolf said. Hans Wolf also agreed with Jim McPherson that every soldier wants that kind of peace. So he replied with, "Take care, Jim McPherson. I shall never forget this moment, nor you." He said, "I shall never forget this moment, and nor you. You also never forget this moment." He saluted and walked away from me slowly, unwillingly. He saluted and walked away unwillingly, not hurtly. That I felt he never want to go away from me. But as he was a soldier of Germans or enemy, he wanted to go away. Look at that next sentence. He turned to wave just once and then became one of the hundreds of grey-coated men drifting back toward their trenches. And what happens? He turned away, and when they went toward their trenches, he mixed with his soldiers. Means in a grey coat. That night, back in our dugouts, look at that sentence. That night, back in our dugouts, we heard them singing carol. Singing carol. Carol means one of the song that sung by German people. Okay, religious song actually. Then look at that next sentence. They are singing carol in quite beautifully. It was steely natched silent night. Here two new words are there. Steely natched. Steely natched means it means silent night in a popular Christmas carol. Our boys gave them a rousing chorus of While Shepherds Watch. While Shepherds Watch is also English song. So from our side, boys gave them a chorus. They joined them. We exchanged carols for a while, and then we all fell silent. And we all fell asleep. We had our time of peace and goodwill, a time I will treasure as long as I live. This time was actually unvaluable. It is the most beautiful time that I spent in my life, he thought himself and told his wife. Look at that next para. Dearest Connie, by Christmas time next year, this war will be nothing but a distant and terrible memory. Here again, Jim McPherson told his wife that, hey, dearest Connie, on next Christmas day or next year, that war will be nothing but a distance and a terrible memory to me. I know from all that happened today how much both armies long for peace. And we shall be together again soon, I am sure of it. And he promised to his wife that we shall be together again. I am sure of it. You are loving Jim. You are loving Jim. Here, letter was finished. Narrator himself read that letter because he got that letter in a secret drawer. Friends, I am also going to end my session. We will look our next part of our lesson in next session. Thank you so much for hearing.